and welcome to Kashmir Now. I'm your host, Uzma Jafri. Let's take a look at some stories of this week's episode. Pakistan tries to foil the protest organized by POK activists in the United Kingdom against Tanveer Ahmad's illegal detention. Protests against the construction of mega dams in illegally occupied POK intensify. Locals not ready to give in. Jan Abhiyan activities across Jammu and Kashmir ensure prompt and hassle-free service delivery. J&K administration gives boost to medical infrastructure at Government Medical College in Baramulla. And to create health awareness, a camp organized under Poshan Abhiyan in Udhampur. Even after being slammed numerous times at international platforms for human rights violation in its illegally occupied territories, Pakistan continues to unleash barbarity to muzzle the voice of dissenters. Tanveer Ahmad, an activist and journalist from the Diyal city in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, was brutally thrashed and jailed for daring to call Pakistan an occupier and removing Pakistan's flag from a public place. And now, when locals and exiled Kashmiri leaders are holding demonstrations against this illegal detention and human rights abuse, Pakistani authorities are leaving no stone unturned to foil them. We have a report.
The arrest of activist and journalist Tanveer Ahmad has sparked outrage across the Pakistan-occupied region, and a number of demonstrations are being carried out demanding his release. Exiled POK leaders and activists are also holding demonstrations across Europe against this police high-handedness that has become a regular phenomenon in the region. But all this doesn't seem to go well with Pakistani authorities, who recently tried to foil the protest that was organized by POK activists outside the consulate of Pakistan at Bradford in the United Kingdom with due permission. The activists were protesting in a peaceful manner against the illegal detention of Tanveer Ahmad when a few Pakistani citizens started intimidating them by holding a counter-protest. They called them Indian agents and chanted slogans like Kashmir Banega Pakistan. Blaming Pakistan High Commission in London for all this chaos, activists have said that they will not be jolted by this nefarious act of Pakistan and will further intensify their protest.
ये सारा जो मंसूबा था ये पाकिस्तानी हाई कमीशन का था, और चूंकि इनकी जो आदत है वो ये है कि जैसा देख रहे हैं आप पाकिस्तान के अंदर भी और पाकिस्तानी मकबूजा कश्मीर के अंदर भी, जब भी कोई शख्स या कोई तंजीम जो है या कोई छोटी मोटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो है वो जब अपने कोई बात करती है तो इसी तरीके से गुंडागर्दी की जाती है, उन लोगों को डराया धमकाया जाता है और उनको खामोश कर दिया जाता है। उनको ये बताने की जरूरत है कि ये पाकिस्तान नहीं है, आप अपनी लिमिट के अंदर रहकर काम करें। यहाँ पर किसी को भी डराया धमकाया नहीं जाता और किसी को भी किसी प्रोग्राम को, प्रोटेस्ट को या कोई पब्लिक मीटिंग करने से नहीं रोका जा सकता। बल्कि हम तो प्रोटेस्ट मजीद भी करेंगे। ये किसी गलतफहमी में ना रहे, हम मजीद भी प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे और वो प्रोटेस्ट होंगे भी। अगर किसी को हिम्मत है तो वो प्रोटेस्ट रुकवा के देखे।
Pakistan's insecurity against Kashmiri activists, both political and social, has manifested in its extrajudicial operations over the years. It has preemptively targeted and suppressed the voices demanding rights and freedom in its illegally occupied territories of POK and Gilgit-Baltistan. Even the newspapers in these regions have been banned for writing something that doesn't suit the interests of Pakistan. In 2017, it ordered the shutdown of Mujadala, largest circulated Urdu daily of Rawalakot in POK, as it carried a survey report that 73% of the people living in the region want independence from Pakistan. This survey was also conducted by Tanveer Ahmad, who had to face a number of problems back then for showing truth to the Pakistani authorities.
तो तनवीर अहमद ने ये बड़ी हिम्मत से काम लिया था। जो आज़ाद कश्मीर के 10 जिला हैं, वहां जाकर लोगों से पूछा, 10,000 लोगों से वो जो है ना मिले और वहां से लोगों से जो मालूमात थी वो इकट्ठी की, वो सर्वे रिपोर्ट जो है और वो जब जारी की गई तो अखबार भी इन्होंने बंद कर दिया हमारे मेहरबानों ने। तो उसमें जो है वो 73% लोगों ने अपना फैसला सुनाया था कि रियासत के लोग जो है ना वो आज़ादी चाहते हैं, वो पाकिस्तान के साथ नहीं रहना चाहते। तो जब अखबार ने जनाब वो रिपोर्ट शाया की तो उसके बाद अखबार भी बंद। फिर उस दौरान तनवीर अहमद के साथ बहुत ज्यादतियां भी की गई, उनको किडनैप किया गया, उनके सामने बहुत सारे मसाइल खड़े किए गए। फिर आज की जो सूरत हाल है आज वो सारी दुनिया के सामने है।
This time, Tanveer was on a hunger strike for days and had demanded local authorities to remove Pakistani flags from a public place in POK, failing in which he himself removed the flags. Enraged with this act, Pakistani security forces not just dragged him before coercing into a law enforcement vehicle but also brutally tortured him. Such incidents have become an everyday event in POK ever since it has been illegally occupied by Pakistan. Anyone who dares to raise his voice against the Pakistani discrimination and human rights violation in the region is subjected to violence, imprisonment, exile, or even death in some cases.
At one side, Pakistan is committing human rights violation on the people of its illegally occupied POK, and on the other, it is plundering their land and resources. Along with its ally China, it has installed a number of development projects in the region, but not a penny of profit or service has been given to the locals who are the actual stakeholders. Well acquainted with this indifferent attitude of Pakistan, the people of POK are not ready to bow this time and have been protesting continuously against the construction of mega dams. But neither the Pakistani media nor the international media is highlighting their plights.
The people of illegally occupied POK have intensified their protest to oppose the construction of hydropower projects by the Chinese firms on Neelam Jhelum River. The protesters belonging to the Darya Bachao Muzaffarabad Bachao Committee have been shouting slogans urging Pakistan to roll back the decision of building these mega projects in their region. They have made it clear that they will not give in to any political or administrative manipulation and will continue their demonstrations until the construction site is shut with companies gone. Irked by this high Chinese presence in the region in the form of massive construction of dams and other projects, activists feel that Pakistan is doing a serious planning to hand over the illegally occupied POK to China.
You see, at the moment, there are 6,000 Chinese working under the guise of technical staff on hydropower projects that are joint ventures of Pakistan and China in Azad Kashmir. What is Azad Kashmir? Occupied West Jammu. So we call it Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. Who are these 6,000 Chinese? What are they doing in POK or POJK? We cannot confirm, but we think that there is a serious planning to hand over Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir to China as well. And mark my words, one day, if we do not stop this happening, then one day the line of control or the ceasefire line between Pakistan and India, that border security force will be a collaborated border security force, and Chinese and Pakistani army will patrol that border together.
Pakistan and China have signed agreements to construct Azad Patan and Kohala hydropower projects in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, which the locals say will bring a multi-pronged crisis in the region. Kohala hydropower project is a $2.3 billion project that will be built on the Jhelum River at Muzaffarabad and will produce 1,124 megawatts of electricity. One of the biggest investments of China in POK, this project is sponsored by China, Three Gorges Corporation, International Finance Corporation and Silk Road Fund and is expected to be complete by 2026. Azad Patan Hydropower Project is another project that will be built on the Jhelum River in Sudhnoti district of POK and will produce 700.7 megawatts of electricity. Sponsored by the Chana Jizhoba Group Company, this project too is expected to be complete by 2026. Activists say that people across Pakistan-occupied Kashmir have been continuously protesting against the construction of these dams, but neither the Pakistani media nor the international media is highlighting their plights, which would not have been the case if the same has happened in India.
Every single day in Muzaffarabad, Mirpur, Kotli, Palandri, everywhere, Bhimbar, Bagh, every single day there are protests. Every single day, which are not being reported in the media. Every single day. Just imagine if there is a protest in Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir every day. It will be BBC, CNN, Sky, Pakistani news, all of the Pakistani news channels, Al Jazeera, everywhere. But our people are protesting every single day against these atrocities committed by China and Pakistan together. But why is the world sleeping? Why is nothing happening? Why is no one going to the United Nations with a written petition to have a stay order against CPAC and all this?
For the last several decades, Pakistan has been manufacturing lies and floating propagandas regarding the region. But the truth is that people have been leading a life of misery owing to Islamabad's exploitative designs. And now with China too joining in, the quality of life of people is only going to deteriorate.
Next, we move to Jammu and Kashmir, where the government is committed to strengthen the democracy at grassroots level. Giving a mega development push in this direction with focus on service delivery and grievance redressal, J&K administration launched Jan Abhiyan, a unique outreach initiative whose activities are going on in full swing across the length and breadth of the Union Territory.
Deliverance of governance at doorsteps. This is what the people of Jammu and Kashmir have been witnessing lately with the launch of government's ambitious 21-day public campaign, Jan Abhiyan. Block Divas, which is organized every Wednesday in all the blocks of 20 districts of Jammu and Kashmir, is also a part of the campaign. The one held in Komo block of Srinagar was even visited by the J&K's Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha. He not only interacted with the public and obtained a first-hand assessment of socio-economic development and public issues, but also assured the time-bound redressal.
मैं बहुत महत्वपूर्ण फैसला इसको मानता हूं। आज हमारे श्रीनगर जनपद के डीसी, एसपी सारे विभागों के अधिकारी यहाँ मौजूद हैं। सामान्य जनता यहाँ आ रही है और लोगों की समस्याओं का समाधान किया जा रहा है। जो सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम्स हैं, सोशल सिक्योरिटी की जो स्कीम्स हैं, इनका 100% सेचुरेशन हो जाए बेनिफिशरीज को, ये हम पूरे अभियान के तौर पर भी कर रहे हैं और हर वेडनेसडे को इस कार्यक्रम को हम पूरे यूटी में चलाएंगे।
Function was quite successful. As far as Governor Sir approved us that he would take the right decisions at the right time. It will take time. Whatever grievances we had, we put forward towards the Governor Sir, and he assured us that he will take suitable decisions, but proper time is needed.
Grievance क्या कहते हैं?
Sir, particular grievance was in terms of education, sir.
During these block-level events, people gathered in large numbers at the venues to highlight their issues, grievances and demands to the officers from line departments for on-spot redressal. Special camps were also set up where eligible persons could enroll under individual beneficiary schemes and social security schemes. Distribution of job cards and various certificates like domicile, income and OBC was also carried out as a part of the event.
हमारे लोगों ने जो जितने भी मसाइल, जैसे कि हमने रोडों के जो मसाइल थे, बिजली और पानी के जितने मसाइल थे, हमने सब जो है वो एडिशनल डीसी साहब के नोटिस में लाए और हर डिपार्टमेंट से आए हुए यहाँ मुलाजमीन जो हैं उनके गौर ख़ुद जो हमने उनके नॉलेज में सब मामलात जो हैं वो हमने डाले हैं.
Prelude to the third phase of Back to Village program, which will begin on 2nd October, Jan Abhiyan broadly focus on 3 essential components: delivery of essential services, development needs, and grievance redressal. Started by the government with a motive to act as an interface between authorities and commoners, the campaign has various key features. Every panchayat has been allocated rupees 10 lakh for the execution of works under Back to Village, out of which rupees 20,000 shall be earmarked for purchase of sports kits in each panchayat. Special camps are held at district subdivision, tehsil, block and gram panchayat levels where the service like issuance of domicile, SC, ST, OBC certificates, Aadhaar cards, scholarships, pensions, Kisan credit cards, gold cards, labour cards and much more are to be provided. All the deputy commissioners and other officers are asked to conduct extensive field tours and ensure that all the services listed as a part of 3 components of the campaign are provided to the public.
जन अभियान ये है सारे लाइन डिपार्टमेंट, हम हर एक डिपार्टमेंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जो भी फंक्शन करता है जो गांव से रिलेटेड होता है, वो उसके ऑफिसर, उसके डिग्निटरीज या उसके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स आते हैं गाँव में, फिर लोगों से पूछते हैं कि हमारे डिपार्टमेंट के भाई रिलेटेड कोई मसला है तो बताइए. जैसे सोशल वेलफेयर है, वहाँ से पेंशन मिलती है, जैसे कुछ लोगों को एजुकेशन से मसला है, कुछ लोगों को पानी की समस्या है, कुछ लोगों को बिजली की समस्या, तो हर एक रिलेटेड डिपार्टमेंट से ये देना होता है. तो रिलेटेड डिपार्टमेंट्स जो होते हैं वो ग्रीवियंसेस पब्लिक की सुनती हैं और कोशिश इसमें जन अभियान में कि ऑन स्पॉट ही इन मसलों को हल करें.
Reaching out to people at grassroots level is the bedrock of any good governance system, and the government of Jammu and Kashmir is doing a great work in this direction. It has already launched first of its kind Back to Village program, which is aimed at energizing panchayats and directing development efforts in rural areas through community participation. And now with Jan Abhiyan, it is all set to put in place people-centric good governance structure.
The COVID-19 pandemic has posed several challenges to the society. Deficit in medical and health infrastructure is one among them. To fight against the same, authorities in Jammu and Kashmir are constantly taking a number of steps to match the needed medical requirements of different districts and make sure that commoners face no difficulties in surviving the pandemic. Recently, authorities have added 8 ventilators at a government medical college in Baramulla. Have a look.
Difficult times like that of the pandemic call for extra measures to be taken by authorities to help commoners survive adverse situations like these. With the motive to gain an upper hand in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic, the Jammu and Kashmir government has provided 8 more ventilators to a government medical college in Baramulla.
ये फैसिलिटी वाकई में एक लैंडमार्क है कि यहाँ की जो हिस्ट्री में कि हम उस चीज़ को अब यहाँ पर प्रोवाइड कर पाएंगे, उस फैसिलिटी के जो हमारा ख्वाब था कि हम इस लेवल पे जो इंटेंसिव केयर फैसिलिटी दें. क्योंकि जब भी आपने देखा कि कोई पेशेंट जिसको वेंटिलेशन की ज़रूरत होती है वो रास्ते में सिक्किम्स तक या तो मर जाता है या तो उसको वहाँ पर वेंटिलेटर अवेलेबल नहीं होता है. तो ये चीज़ें अब यहाँ एस्टेब्लिश हो रही हैं, ये एक माइलस्टोन है.
These life-saving machines have been given to this medical college as it is the nodal hospital treating COVID-19 patients not only in the Baramulla district but in the entire North Kashmir. The procurement of these ventilators was facilitated some days back by the Jammu and Kashmir Medical Supplies Corporation Limited, a government undertaking entrusted with supplies of medical equipment to government hospitals in the Union Territory. Other COVID-19 dedicated hospitals in the territory have also been provided with more ventilators. This step taken by the government has gained appreciation from the local municipal councillor as well as the general public, as it will prove to be of great help in the treatment of coronavirus infected patients.
बस बड़ मुतमईन युस ये हस्पताल बड़ इंतजामात ये बड़ जान बहुत दपान यमिक ऑफिसर किछ यमिक इंतजामात ये चलावान बड़ असल पे कुन पे पेवान ब्रो श्रीनगर गन कुन मसल खर ये लकुट मसल पेवान श्रीनगर मगर वनकस इंतजामात ये हर अख इंतजामात ये बड़ जान पे गसान ट्रीटमेंट कुन चीज़ खास कर वनकस बेमारी वनकस अमे खतर पेवान गसन जरूरी श्रीनगर पेवान वनकस बोन ये तत बोन इंतजाम पे गसान कहें दूर किस मगर मेहरबानी अल्लाह ताला सं मेहरबानी ये कि वनकस इंतजामात ईद जान अल्लाह ईद ऑफिसर अमे कस्म वनकस ये इंतजाम थोमुत ये वनकस गसान बड़ फैसिलिटी वनकस प्रत कुन चीज़ कुन किस्म कमी वनकस कह।
गवर्नर इंतजामिया का बहुत ही शुक्रिया अदा करते हैं जिन्होंने जीएमसी बारामूला को वेंटिलेटर्स प्रोवाइड किए। अल्लाह का शुक्र है ये गवर्नर इंतजामिया और एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन की कोशिशों और काविशों का नतीजा है कि उन्होंने यहाँ पर कुछ वेंटिलेटर्स प्रोवाइड करवाए, जिसकी वजह से यहाँ की बारामूला की आवाम ने, बल्कि मैं कहूँगा कि नॉर्थ कश्मीर की आवाम ने राहत की सांस ली।
Ventilators are machines that have the ability to take over the breathing process in a body when a person finds difficulty in breathing or a person's lungs fail to function. Therefore, for patients being worst affected with coronavirus that can cause severe respiratory illness, ventilators can offer them with life support system, further helping to recover. Jammu and Kashmir administration has already ordered the procurement of 700 ventilators for hospitals in the territory to boost up its fight against the pandemic.
It is said that a healthy world starts with a healthy mother, making it important for the authorities to take steps for her well-being. Moving on the same lines, a camp was organized under Poshan Abhiyan in Udhampur to spread awareness about maternal health and provide women with nutritive substitutes and other supplements to help them stay fit, especially in the time of pandemic.
Women and infants in Udhampur sat quietly as they carefully lent their ears to a local Anganwadi health worker who shared her views and gave tips on consumption of seasonal fruits and vegetables for staying healthy and fit. The camp was organized under month-long Poshan Ma, which is celebrated every year in the month of September as a part of the central government's Poshan Abhiyan. Launched on 8th March 2018, this National Nutrition Mission aims to improve nutritional outcomes for children, pregnant women and lactating mothers. It is world's largest nutritional program and expects to benefit 10 crore people.
ये हमारा पोषण अभियान है। ये गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने ये निकाला हुआ है कि बच्चों की सेहत के बारे में हमने कैसे देखना है, कैसे उनको मोटिवेट करना है, मतलब कैसे बच्चों को हमने संभालना है। तो जैसे ये हमारे गांव में होती है, मक्की होती है, अमरूद होते हैं, भिंडी होती है, घिया होता है, इसमें बड़ी प्रोटीन होती है। तो ये हम अपने बच्चों को खिलाते हैं कि हमारे जो बच्चों की ये मतलब प्रोटीन है जो इनको पूरी तरह से मिले, क्योंकि ये हमारे गांव में होती हैं और सब कुछ सब बच्चों को समझा रहे हैं, उनकी माताओं को गांव में हर चीज़ है। ये हमारा सेंटर दरसू है।
Under the program, health experts and Anganwadi workers sensitized women about the importance of monitoring their child growth and the immunization for the protection of the child against several diseases, along with informing them about their nutritional needs. They also explained them about the importance of a balanced diet and proper intake of seasonal and homegrown vegetables. During the camp, women were also made aware about the importance of social distancing, use of masks and sanitizers, and consumption of immunity-boosting food items amid this COVID-19 scenario.
कोविड-19 के चलते ही आज ये अभियान जो है जो शुरू हुआ है, जहाँ पे उसका काफ़ी फ़ायदा लोग ले रहे हैं। जो भारत सरकार की स्कीम है, जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की जो स्कीम है, उनकी सरकार की जो स्कीम है, वो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि जगह जगह उसको पहुँचाया जाए, भरपूर उसका फ़ायदा लिया जाए। उसी के चलते हमने ये जो लॉकडाउन चल रहे हैं उसके बीच में भी हम बच्चों को इसीलिए जहाँ पे इकट्ठा करके, और जो हमारी आंगनबाड़ी जो वर्कर जहाँ पे हैं वो बड़ी मेहनत के साथ और मशक्क़त के साथ काम कर रही हैं।
Such initiatives by the authorities to make people aware about the requirement of proper nutrition are very important in order to create healthy people, as it is only them who can drive healthy economies.
So that's all we have for you in this week's episode. Till we see you next week, it's goodbye from the entire production team.